When a woman distances herself, she is not unsure. She is observing, testing, recalibrating how she feels about you based on how you respond to her absence. Most men fail this test instantly, not because they're weak, but because they were never taught the game that's being played in silence. The moment she goes quiet, pulls back, and starts treating you like you don't exist, your instinct betrays you. You lean in, you text more, you try to fix it, and without realizing it, you destroy the last ounce of attraction she had for you. Because distance is not confusion, it's communication. Here's the uncomfortable truth. Attraction grows in space, not in pressure. The more you try to close the gap she created, the more you validate her decision to step away. You confirm that your emotional state depends on her, and dependence is the fastest way to lose respect. Think about it. When she was close, when she was warm, you were relaxed. You were grounded. You weren't chasing. That version of you is what she was drawn to. But the second she pulls back, you abandon that version. You become reactive, predictable, needy in subtle ways you don't even notice. And she feels it instantly. Women are extremely sensitive to emotional shifts. Not what you say, but how you feel. You can send the perfect message, but if it's driven by anxiety, she reads it like an open book. And once she senses that you're trying to regain control, she moves further away. So what is the one thing you should do? Nothing, but not the kind of nothing that comes from fear. The kind that comes from power. You don't chase. You don't question her distance. You don't try to win her back. You step back into your own world and become unavailable in the exact same way she became unavailable to you. This is where most men misunderstand. They think silence is a tactic to get her back. It's not. If you're doing it as a strategy, she will feel that too. This only works if your silence is real. If you genuinely detach from the outcome, because the moment you stop needing her response, you regain control over yourself. And that's the only control that ever mattered. When she ignores you, she's expecting a reaction. She's expecting you to break, to reach out, to ask what's wrong. And when you don't, something shifts in her mind. Now she's the one facing uncertainty. You become unpredictable again. And unpredictability is attractive. But here's the deeper layer most people never talk about. Her distance is not always about you. Sometimes it's about her emotions, her doubts, her internal conflicts. And when you rush in trying to fix it, you insert yourself into a process that was never yours to control. You become noise. But when you step back, you give her the space to process. And more importantly, to feel your absence. Absence is powerful, not because it manipulates, but because it reveals. When you're always there, she doesn't have to think about losing you. There's no risk, no tension, no emotional weight. But when you disappear with calm confidence, now there's a void. And humans are wired to notice what's missing more than what's present. This is where the dynamic flips. Now she starts wondering, why didn't he chase? Why didn't he react? Did he lose interest? Is he talking to someone else? And just like that, the emotional investment begins to shift back toward you. But this only happens if your silence is clean. No passive-aggressive posts, no indirect messages, no accidental likes, no attempts to stay on her radar. Because those are cracks in your frame, and once she sees those cracks, the illusion of your strength collapses. Silence means disappearance, mentally, emotionally, digitally. You redirect your focus back to your life, your work, your purpose, your growth, not as a performance, but as a return to who you were before you started centering her. And here's the part that requires real discipline. You have to be okay with losing her, because if your silence is just a waiting game, you're still attached, still hoping, still dependent on an outcome you can't control. And that energy will leak through eventually. But when you reach a point where her return is optional, not necessary, something changes in how you carry yourself. You become grounded again, detached, calm, dangerous in a quiet way. That's the version of you she was drawn to in the first place. And if she comes back, you don't reward her distance with immediate attention. You stay measured. You stay composed. You don't ask where she's been or why she disappeared. You observe. You let her invest. You let her earn back the access she gave up. Because respect isn't given. It's maintained. And if she doesn't come back, then you've still won. Because you didn't lose yourself chasing someone who was already walking away. You didn't beg for clarity from someone who chose silence. You didn't shrink your value just to keep her attention. You held your ground. Most men think the goal is to get her back. It's not. The goal is to become the man who doesn't need her to stay, because that's the man she can't ignore. So the next time she distances herself, remember this. Don't fill the silence. Become it.